Hey folks, I'm Mike Savage, Mayor of Halifax, running to be mayor for a third term, and we're going to be doing a series of podcasts from this beautiful location at BNV Media right here in downtown Halifax on a bunch of topics. So to kick it off, we thought, you know what, maybe it's kind of cool to bring in a couple of people who I think I know the best. So we decided to bring in my kids, Emma and Conor. Thank you guys for coming in. After this, we'll have a whole series of other issues, but thank you guys for coming in. And one of the things I talk a lot about as mayor is being proud to be a mayor of a city where my kids want to live. So that raises the obvious question, what's the best thing about me?
I don't quite see the connection there.
What's the best thing about Halifax? You guys like Halifax?
Yeah, I think my favorite thing about Halifax is being from Dartmouth. Me and my friends tend to link up in Dartmouth for maybe a drink or a bite to eat, say the Celtic Corner, where I frequent quite often. And we just hop on a ferry. 15 minutes later, we're right downtown, walking distance from all the cool local pubs and restaurants where we can have a couple more drinks and mix in some waters and all that fun stuff.
I believed it until the water part.
Emma? What's the best thing about Halifax?
The waterfront, I think.
Yeah, you like the waterfront?
Yeah. Or just being so close to the ocean all the time.
Yeah, and you work downtown right on the water.
Yeah.
As young people, you're in school. You're in school still. You're in your fourth year now, right, of business. Emma's graduated and working at the bank. When you guys were younger, you know, a lot of folks were talking about getting their education and going away, not coming back to Halifax to start a career. But that seems to be changing.
I think people want to go away for university to get the experience that obviously goes along with it, but I think they really do want to come back home and start their lives in Halifax because that's where all the opportunities are, and that's kind of the cool place to be right now.
Yeah, most of my friends went away for university, but they missed Halifax so much, and as soon as they graduated, were very excited to move back, and they all came back and got jobs here, and they love it.
That's the key, right? Finding jobs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who found jobs during COVID.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. One of the big issues is housing and finding a place that's affordable for young people. I know you and your friends have to deal with that.
Yep. Lots of my friends want to live downtown, and it's expensive. So I think that definitely is something that needs to be looked at. Yeah.
So, but now you guys each have half a car.
I have 1/10 ownership of a car that she has the other 9.
I'll admit I probably have 90%, 95.
But you guys both have taken transit, and you know the importance of transit for young people as well.
Yeah, I just started taking the bus.
Yeah, yeah.
Last summer when I worked in downtown Halifax, I took the ferry every morning from May to the end of August, and it was probably the most peaceful transportation that you could possibly take to work every morning.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so some of our councillors call it the corporate yacht, right? So, but it's pretty cool. I mean, to think that you know that you can get to work on that. People who don't do it all the time and visit Halifax love the ferries. Now, you know, we are kind of a Dartmouth family, right? So, you played soccer, you paddled at Sonobe and Bannock.
Yes.
Lots of friends at Micmac. And Conor, you played Whalers hockey, and you were.
I'm not as
soccer.
much of a water person as Emma or some of my friends.
Well, you did okay on the frozen water. You
I
liked
spent
to
a
play
lot
hockey.
of time on land though, playing golf and tennis growing up in the summers.
Yeah, and hockey and
Hockey in the winter, golf in the summer.
Dartmouth was a pretty cool place to grow up.
I love Dartmouth.
Yeah, it's.
I've been told that Dartmouth's a bit of a cult, but I'm all in on it.
You either love it or you've never been there, one or the other.
But more and more people are loving it.
It's cocky.
Yeah.
And it's doing really well these days. You know, the downtown Dartmouth, you can go down and get a cider, a beer, a good meal. You can pie and coffee and everything else. It's kind of a cool spot. I think, you know, we've had a lot of growth in this city, and Dartmouth's doing pretty well. And we grew up in a pretty privileged kind of a lifestyle. What about for folks who aren't doing as well, who haven't been able to find the opportunity? I mean, you see that. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's really important to provide opportunity, but I don't know, programs and things that can help. That's definitely super important.
Yeah. Conor?
Yeah, no, I grew up around a lot of people who didn't have as much opportunity as I did, or some of my other friends. And I think first and foremost, it's a priority to accommodate to all people, to make sure that Halifax is as inclusive as it can and needs to be.
Yeah. And we have a lot of people here from around the world, and you guys, I know when you were growing up and now, a lot of your friends are people that weren't born in Halifax or even in Canada.
Yeah. I work with a lot of people from all around the world, and it's great that they have the opportunity to come here and live here, and they love it.
Yeah, and it's good for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely is. And of course, we live also in an area with the Indigenous population, particularly the Mi'kmaq, and African Nova Scotian population, some of whom are doing great, but some of whom haven't had the opportunity. And I know that growing up, you got to experience that firsthand, I think. Mm-hmm. And it's a good primer. What about environment? What do you think? I mean, how important is that for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's very important, and I think anyone who lives in Halifax would realize that, just because of how much natural beauty we're surrounded by and how much you see on a daily basis.
Yeah, yeah. What do you look for in a mayor? Well, let me ask you, be very upfront about this. You think I'm a good mayor?
Yeah.
What makes me a good mayor?
I think aside from policy and everything, from a political perspective, I think it's really important to have personality. Which you do, for better or for worse. I think you're able to bring people together through humor and silliness and pretending to look like Brad Pitt and all the stuff that make people laugh either with you or at you.
What do you think, Em?
The humor is a good touch, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So just before we go, folks, have you got any questions for me?
Can I have $20?
We'll see. Okay. Anything from you?
I'll take at least 10 of that.
All right, guys. Emma and Conor, thank you guys for coming in. Do you think your mom would do this?
Absolutely. I think she would love this.
Not. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you very much.